another episode of Music Musings. As always, I'm your host, Derek. With me is Pat. Pat, how are we doing?
I'm good. How's everyone today?
I don't know how we're doing. I didn't check the emails.
No?
I don't know how we're doing.
Oh, boy.
So
We got to do that after this episode.
hopefully we're good today. Anyway, very excited about today's episode. As always, I seem to be excited about every single episode we do because it just works.
Yeah.
But today we have a very special guest again, one of my closest friends. And he's been in the music industry for a very long time now. And we've played in multiple bands together, met in high school. So with us today is JJ. Welcome, JJ.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. This is great.
Of course. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, sir.
So, brief little introduction about JJ. We met in high school through friends of a friend. I don't even really remember now. Friends of other friends.
Probably Sean.
Right.
Sean or Will, because you went to high school with them.
Sean's the gatekeeper. Or Will. I think it was Sean. But
Yeah.
And, both of us shared a common interest, love of music. And we've played in two bands.
Yeah.
One was named after a famous Italian mob. And
That's right. Zero Italian in my blood. So,
and the other one, we were the third rotation of that band. And I think it was the best rotation of that band.
I mean, I had fun.
Right. I had a lot of fun. So, I think those were the best times. But JJ, you developed a interest and got into music production, music recording. So we're really excited because we want to talk about your perspective on the music industry, being in it yourself. And we have some questions about your perspective on where you think the music industry is going.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm excited. Can't wait to hear what you guys got for me.
Yeah. Well, don't get too excited. No, but let's kick it off as always. How did you get your start in music in general? I guess just let's start with playing, and then why did you want to pursue that going forward?
Music is one of those universal life things that are just kind of always around you. And then the older you get, the more you realize how personal music can be. And it was also something that I was kind of naturally good at. I have really good, my ear is very strong. I can match pitch really well. I can hear things, and I have rhythm kind of came easy to me even as a child. And also the arts and music was actually really prevalent in my public school growing up, from elementary school up. Elementary school, they're really pushing you right away. 3rd grade, 4th grade, they're learn an instrument, do this. And it just kind of grew from there. As I got older, they started adding more and more stuff to their program, and I started learning more about how people can make money making music. And music is just kind of has always been around, and there's always been another level for me to dig into as I've been getting older.
And I like that you brought up music in schools, because I think that's something still going on to this day, that music programs are just not pushed enough in schools.
Yeah, they're always the first thing cut.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is I live in such a bubble because that was not the case for me. Mm-hmm. That was never the case in Hop Hog schools where I grew up. Shout out Hop Hog public school system.
Hop Hog. Is it the Hop Hog Eagles, right?
Yeah, go Eagles.
Yeah. Go Eagles.
But yeah, they were really they pushed their arts and music just, probably even more than pushing, probably even more than how most schools would push a sports program. They wanted kids to be well-rounded, and, we're a bunch of white kids, so I guess we had a better chance of being good at music than we would be being good at sports. So
go music. Okay.
Not many D1 athletes go to Hop Hog High School. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Okay. Very true. So what was your first instrument you learned how to play?
Well, besides like obviously everyone when you're a little kid you like tap to stuff and you also sing along to things that you like, right? So beyond that, the first time I got formal training on anything was I was in like kindergarten or first grade, and my grandmother plays the piano, and she got like the very beginner piano books and would like sit down with me for like an hour a week and like teach me like basically what the keys were on the piano and like very simple like, you know, Mary Had a Little Lamb and stuff like that.
Okay. Piano, nice. And then, so, because did you take, because I know you played guitar and like all that, did you learn that by ear in high school, or how did you come across just learning guitar?
So guitar was completely by ear. I actually was in a band and we wanted to play a song that had 2 guitar parts. So I just decided that I would learn to play the guitar and play that guitar part.
As one does.
Yeah, as one does. So that's why I picked up the guitar. I was like in the 9th grade and in a band where we were like, it was a cover of Enter Sandman. And so the first song that I really learned how to play on a guitar was the rhythm guitar part of Enter Sandman.
Wow. Okay, that's
Kind of cool, actually.
But obviously like that was like a decision we made, and then like I spent a few weeks like the first real song that I played through was probably Brain Stew by Green Day, because that's just that just teaches you like the power chords, which is all I really knew how to play. And so like I learned that and I go, okay, I'm getting this power chord thing. So then Metallica was also a lot of power chords, the rhythm guitar parts of Enter Sandman. So that's a lot easier of a song than some of their other stuff. And we had a really great guitar player that could play all the rest of it. It was just, there was a section of the song where, you know, the guitar solo. We needed the rhythm guitar to be going at the same time. And it's like, he can't play both parts. So
I guess I'm stepping up.
Yeah, I guess someone's got to do it. And finding a fifth person to be in a band is hard.
Yeah, it's not a normal thing you can do. No. Wow. Yeah. So, and I missed this part, but I remember you had always a good ear, and I remember you could just pick up stuff on the fly, and I was just like, wow, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
But, you know. Yeah. So that was cool to see that when you first started doing that. You're like, oh, I could just play this song in like 5 seconds. I'm like,
no.
It takes me like 8 years to learn anything.
So yeah, I've pissed off a lot of like band members and stuff, because I would be like especially when we were much younger, like talking about like I started being in bands in like 6th or 7th grade, and obviously, you know, being in a band just meant you went to like 3 practices together and then you broke up.
You're in.
You maybe thought of a name, maybe not.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. A lot of like band names that are like undefined and
untitled.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's the name, because isn't that cool?
Really cool. Yeah. So, speaking of bands, but what was your biggest inspiration when you started playing, like your favorite band, your favorite artist? And let's start with the first one you really got into, and how did that shape your style of guitar playing or just music playing in general?
You know, what I would define as an inspiration is kind of continually evolving, right? In middle school, and early high school, you know, freshman year, you know, it was really more older bands, because we were kind of on the precipice of what's called the third wave of emo, which is like Taking Back Sunday and My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy. Those guys were kind of just about to explode right when I entered high school. And so realistically speaking, the biggest band in the world at the time was Linkin Park, but you know, there's so much going on a production of Linkin Park that I had no idea where to begin.
Yeah.
So realistically, when I was first starting, my influences were bands that I could actually seemingly wrap my head around emulating. So that was bands like Metallica, Nirvana, and like Weezer. I love Weezer, especially I think that Rivers is a brilliant melody writer, and has a really strong grasp on harmony. His whole band, like he made them take like barbershop quartet stuff when
Really?
they were first like making the Blue album and stuff. So like they took harmonies really seriously. And it's really there. That kind of is like my bedrock. And then from there, like third wave emo, of course, is like being the age that I am in my late 30s. Like that's everything because it mixed the bigness of things like Metallica with the rawness of the grunge movement of something like the emotion that Kurt Cobain has in some of his music is so prevalent in this third wave emo stuff, but with the bigness and fullness of something that could be an arena rock. And it was just kind of hit me right at the right time. You know, I was young in high school and just made friends with like a couple older kids. I was in like theater with kids that were in bands that were trying to catch up to Taking Back Sunday because like we opened for them last year and now they're huge,
Right.
You know, so they're so in the scene and they took me to Warped Tour and stuff like that. And that kind of sets you up for being like, oh yeah, this is it. Like these are the coolest bands ever. And then you find bands at Warped Tour that kind of change your mind on like, okay, so I love Taking Back Sunday, but now I love My Chemical Romance and I love Coheed and Cambria. And it just kind of grows and grows from there. And I kind of do think my biggest influences are probably Weezer and Coheed and Cambria. Just because Coheed is very brave in how they go about making an album in terms of they don't mind that a really poppy song can be next to some really weird proggy thing.
Right.
And even within their own songs, so the chorus might be really catchy, and then there's some weird time signature change in the bridge, or you know, they have like these weird, mysterious like love songs, and they're not afraid to just like make what they want to make, and they'll just let the chips fall where they may. They're not so locked into like they were part of that emo movement, but they were not making the same music as the other guys were.
Right.
Because quite frankly, they're not an emo band. They're a big arena rock band
Prog
that
rock,
got put into this. They got put into because they were the same age as these guys and friends with these guys. They were touring with these guys. So that is probably like my basis as someone who's like a creator and a songwriter. But you know, production wise is a very different thing because, you know, you don't realize that that the person that's recording these bands shape the sound as much as they do.
And before we segue into that, because I do have a question about, you know, how your style of recording was influenced. I actually was thinking about this question as you were speaking. As a player, because in the bands we were in, you mostly played like the keyboard, you did backup harmonies vocally. What influenced you, or what bands, what artists influenced you in terms of your playing style when we played together? So like I'm thinking of keyboard, singing. Did you have somebody?
I think that kind of changed as you grow. Like you kind of fit what the vibe of the band is. And I kind of was maybe more of a producer of a band. Like I would figure out what harmonies were missing and just put that in there, or like be like, oh, the song's a little thin here, let's put something in to fill out the song. I was thinking more like a record producer, not a producer. Like you know, the term producer means a lot of things in the music industry now, where the old days a producer was the person that guided the path of a song that someone else wrote. But now producer can mean that, or it can mean someone that's something that traditionally would be considered a composer, that they're creating the song, but because they're creating on the computer, they give them this label of producer instead of composer. But I still kind of like the idea that, you know, if you're someone that's making beats, you're not a producer, you're a composer. You're making, you're physically making that music.
That's a good point. I never
actually
really thought about it that way.
I like that. That was a very, very good point. That, you're right. The original time is they were more of a guide, but now today they're pretty much the architect of whether the song or the album, and they're in the the composing, whether they're creating, whether they're bringing in this person and that person, but they are like in the driver's seat for whatever that song is or the album is, and I like that point. I like that composer idea.
Yeah, and so then in bands, I mean, one of the bands we were in, it was, again, the era of the time. I really felt like Bayside, and then for the parts that I was doing, Motion City Soundtrack, those were the two that I felt like were most appropriate to like, well, if they can do this, then we can do this. And then in the other band that we were in, it was Circus Survive and Manchester Orchestra. Those were the two bands, which, I mean, all incredible bands for very different reasons.
So I know when you were kind of up and coming, and we went to the prestigious music school of Five Towns College.
My college is Five Towns College.
FTC. You had the opportunity to work as an intern for a very legendary producer, engineer, Mike Watts, over at Voodoo Studios. So, can you give us a little insight? Like, how was that experience working with Mike, and what was your biggest takeaway or lesson that you learned from working with somebody like that?
This is such a loaded question because, as much as I want to say, it was bad.
It's just bad.
It's really bad to be like sweeping and getting coffee for like 2 months and like and then finally working yourself up to a role where you're working hands-on with the band and they're leaving and letting you run stuff, and then you're like barely getting paid or not getting paid or whatever. So like it sucked, but I learned more working there than I ever did in college.
Really?
Yeah.
College was, you learn, there was stuff that I learned in college that were great. I learned a lot of technical things on stuff, but the real world application when you're in a studio and the person that you're next to is spending $70, $100 an hour just to be in that room, that experience it's worth, it's worth sucking. You get suck it up and do it if this is something that you love or you think you love. Like,
right.
You kind of have to try, and even if it does suck, and it definitely does suck.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I think it's like with any job, right? You got to start at the bottom, and you kind of work your way through it. And like you were saying, if it's something you really love, you'll do it. Just because you get that experience and then the opportunity to develop in that field that you want to pursue.
But you have to really be in it. You have to be self-motivated, because I know plenty of people that interned there and got nothing out of it and never did more than got coffee. You have to really push yourself to get anywhere. And even still, like, you kind of have to leave too. Like that. And I think that's just an example of what it's like maybe to work for him. Right. Because I know other people that, especially in LA, where they start as the intern in a big studio and they climb the ladder. They go from intern to assistant engineer to engineer to, like, all of a sudden they're in such demand that, they're an independent contractor and they just book whatever studio they want. Right. And that does not exist on Long Island. You have to build your network, you have to build your people that you work with. So you have to build a business, and it's definitely a challenge. You don't get anything handed to you. You don't get you don't get this like, oh, if you're good, we'll give you the next level. Like that's not it's not how these studios work.
Right.
But you know, it's a valuable lesson to know.
And that actually, you know, I think going into this, because you do have to be your own entrepreneur in a way, and like your own business owner, because that's essentially what you're doing. So how did you, because you now have your own, you know, company going there for yourself, how did you get started with that? And what was it like? Because I know you had people you've worked with, like artists you recorded a little bit, but how did you kind of build that out to where you have like people coming to you now to record? What was that process like? And I know you're still doing it, so
slow, and you know, it takes time. You know, it has to do with like, are you making stuff that helps people get to the next level, right? Like, if I record with someone, I want that release to be the best thing they've done, or the thing that opens up that door for them, right? As opposed to like, you know, if someone has a bad release, or like it doesn't, if their previous thing was better, then it's gonna hinder their path, and they're not gonna want to come to you. So it's definitely a challenge on as far as building goes. It's like, it's a lot of marketing. It's being a face. It's going to shows and making friends with people and connecting. You know, go to an open mic, or you know, sometimes it means working for free or nothing, and you know, build your client base and your roster out, and then, you know, if you do well, they start coming back.
right.
I agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, actually, so speaking of that, like I heard that you have such, well, I already know that you really good with talent with instruments and all these types of like skills, but I'm actually curious, how did you get your start with like the production side on the software?
Again, I'm gonna show a little bit of my privilege again, and it comes back to school. It comes back to Hop Hog High School.
Yeah.
So
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles. We had music theory classes that had you had these workstations. There were like Mac workstations that all had copies of Reason on them, and you learned music theory, and you're like, when you had to go like make a rudimentary piece, you're like, okay, like here's the assignment, give me something that's this you know, that's this chord structure, so it's to be like 1 5 4 whatever, like, and he'll give you an assignment to write something in those numbers, like, and it's just like the chords,
right,
whatever. But that was on Reason. So once you were done, you know, you'd have like 15, 20 minutes to mess around. Or at least the people that finished quickly could. Yeah. So I would start like pulling up drum machines and like trying to make little beats and stuff, and just learning that thing more. And then by the time I was a senior, they actually had a whole Pro Tools set up, and I started learning Pro Tools and recording like covers in that room, like with some of the people in like a recording class.
Right.
Wow.
And then as you get older, you realize like, oh, there's someone whose job it is to record this stuff. And you kind of connect some things, and you go, oh, I can do that. Like that's fun, because then I get to make music all the time. Right. And it doesn't rely on what I've physically written. It's like I can just help someone make their thing a little better and record it, and you know, be in this room, which is the most fun place, one of the best places in the world, is being in a recording studio and like making songs. I think that's, you know, that is one of the best things to me. And some people think it's really like tedious and slow, and it is, but when you figure something out, it's incredible.
Yeah. I just actually wanted to ask something. That was a good point. You working with artists and, you know, helping them bring their vision to, you know, reality. What is it like working with them, like as an artist, like as a producer? Like, do you ever have like a game plan in mind or anything?
He just yells at them.
Like Whiplash?
He just yells at them like Whiplash.
Sorry.
I just shout at them if you're not playing your tuning, and
You're off time.
do it again. That's great if you sucked. No, I don't say things like that at all.
how he
But I
gets-
do say if you're not playing your tuning, because guitars come out of tune so much, and in between takes, I always want to make sure that guitars are in tune, and I'm always being like, check your tuning. Like, even if I don't hear something, I just want them to constantly be aware that they need to be checking their tuning.
Pro tip right there.
Yeah.
That's a free one.
So
We only did a couple.
next one's gonna cost you.
Yeah.
But it depends on the artist. Some people just really want someone to come in there and to just push record, right? And other people have nothing. They just have like lyrics and a melody line in their head, and they need someone to like make a song around it. So it completely depends on the person. And I think like fit is huge. Like you have to get along with the person, and you have to know, like, and that person has to trust you, because these songs are their babies, right? Like, this is like, they've spent this time, they made something, and they want it to be the best it can be. So like, you have to they kind of have to trust you that you're that person to help them.
Right.
So yeah, I do always have a plan. So like, I'm always about like, let's make sure that this is a good fit and that we trust each other. Then there's pre-production. They'll send me demos of their ideas, and we'll kind of make a plan and do some pre-production. I talk to them about what music do they like, what do they want this to sound like, what do they not want it to sound like, so that we're all on the same page.
Right.
I don't get to listen to music that I want to listen to often. I'll be listening to what my clients want to sound like, what my clients like, so that I can understand their perspective, right? I want them to come in and be like, that I know the things that are going to make them sound like that person. Yeah, so that's pre-production stage, right? Then the next part is just record, and I try to go bottom up, which means you start with drums, you start with rhythm. So you go from drums, bass, whatever the rhythm instrument is, whether that's a piano or an organ or or guitars, rhythm guitars, that sort of thing. And you just kind of build from bottom up, and then you do lead instruments, then vocals, lots of vocals, more vocals than anyone would think that they need. You'll see if you ever dig into doing interviews, and I think that's important too. Like watch the people watch them talk, watch the people that make music. Like a guy like who's really popular right now, like a Phineas. He's Billie Eilish's brother, and he makes all of he's Billie Eilish's producer.
Right.
Also, mixing engineer on the latest album is one of our old friends, John Castelli.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
What was that?
He had a studio in a
SS.
town away from us, and he moved to LA in like 2010, 2011, and he like basically blew it all up to start over. But now he's big time, and yeah, he did Billie Eilish's. He's Billie Eilish's mixing engineer, and he's a really nice guy, but if you're in that world, he said something questionable about like how different DAWs sound different.
Oh, really?
And they don't.
I'm on the same page as you, but I'm actually interested to hear
It's
what
just
you said.
zeros and ones, so it doesn't technically sound different.
Yeah.
But
It's the same thing.
But maybe it's I kind of understand that maybe it's a vibe thing, because if you gave me a DAW I wasn't comfortable with,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get results near as fast.
Right. No, I get you.
And maybe me being uncomfortable working around the DAW would actually maybe hinder my
Yeah.
ability to get someone to that level.
Mm-hmm.
But John is a
Very nice guy.
extremely nice guy and extremely talented.
Yeah.
And incredible mixing engineer. Just really impressive man.
Is that our first band he recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, he did. You did drums with him. You recorded like 12 songs with him on drums.
Yeah, that was a fun time. It was a fun time.
He's a really nice guy. He was like, one time he was going away and he knew that I was like, he's like, yo, if you know a band, like, I'm going away next week. Let's just go to my studio and put him in there and like, you know, if they've got like whatever money they've got, like, just take it, just go.
Just steal their money.
I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I talked to some people and it just didn't end up working because like, I knew like 4 people in bands at that time.
Oh man.
But he's an extremely nice guy.
Yeah.
And extremely talented, of course. Yeah.
Okay. I just actually another question. So, obviously, working with artists and different bands, also being in bands and everything. Now, I have one question. What is your most memorable story that you would like to share as a producer?
Do you want a wild story or like a success story?
Now you piqued my interest.
I think I know the wild story.
I think Derek does know the wild story.
I'm kind of interested. You want to go?
Okay, I'll give you the wild story.
All right. Thank you. I love that. Great.
All right. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Oh yeah,
Oh, boy.
let's be as PG as possible with this.
We have like 7 subscribers. It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay, so I was at Voodoo Studios, and I was working with a band that was on Victory Records, and one of the guys in the band, it was his birthday, and in the beginning of the day, the singer of the band, who's insane, was saying that he was going to have a stripper to the studio for his friend's birthday, and everybody's laughing and and then like this is like right when I was able to start like working with bands by myself, and my bosses leave for the day, and they're like, oh, wait, you're not going to stay and have a drink for Frank's birthday?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we got an hour drive back to our house, but we got to go. And they leave, and I'm like, oh, I'll stay for a drink. The session drummer, another amazingly talented person, was also with me, and he was like, yeah, I'll stay for a drink. And one drink turned into several, but the problem was the doors. There was a knock on the door, and it was just like girls that were fans of the band from MySpace or whatever. So it was like 2 or 3 girls.
Yeah.
And then there was another knock on the door, and sure enough, it was a stripper.
Oh my god.
So now I'm thinking I'm about to get fired because I let
You're already fired. You're fired already.
Yeah.
I'm about to let a stripper into the studio. And yeah, so there was a stripper in the studio, and some other things happened, which were, again, let's be PG about
please.
it.
Yeah.
But everyone was over the age of 21, but some of the girls,
I like that disclaimer.
some of the girls,
We were all of age.
Yeah. At least one of the girls that was a fan of the band, definitely did hook up with one of the members of the band that night. And it was just in general a very crazy night. And the next morning I'm rolling in there at like, 8:30 or whatever to start the sessions for the day. And the first thing the singer was like, he basically rats me out in a joking way to my bosses. But like, he's like, you missed out on a great party. The stripper was and they looked at me and saw how red I got, and they knew that it was true, and they started laughing. And they were like, so apparently there are no rules.
Right.
Wow. So yeah.
I was not in trouble. Apparently that's just par for the course.
You got promoted, actually.
You're meant for this.
Right. This is for you.
That was apparently par for the course. This sort of thing happens when you have bands living in your studio.
Yeah.
Wow.
So don't have bands live in your studio unless you want weird things to happen like that.
All right.
But yeah, so that's my
Your wild story.
my wild story.
Okay. Do we have time for the success story? Because I'm kind of.
Oh, we have time. We have so much time. We're doing great on time.
I mean,
perfect.
I think just a success story is just, I just love when an artist has success with a release. So like I work on something with them. I say, here you go. This is the final product. And they turn around, they release it, and it goes well for them. They get a bump up in fans. They get to go up a level in, you know, instead of opening for someone, maybe now they're headlining their local whatever. And it's the thing that opens the next door for them.
Right.
Like, and I think that is always really special to me when I hear like, oh, look, you know, and it could be small numbers too. It's like someone who gets, you know, 100 streams on their last release on Spotify, and they go, look, I've got 4,000 streams on Spotify now. And you go, that's awesome.
That's huge.
It's such a big like
a huge
step.
jump. That's a huge
yeah,
jump.
it's a huge step. And like I like celebrate even the little victories. Like let's just like that's great. I love it when I work with someone and their release does the thing that they maybe not the thing they want, because a lot of times people come in and they go, I'm going to release this and I'm going to be famous. You're like, well, maybe, but like let's just draw some
Just
reasonable
reel it back a
goals,
little bit.
right?
Yeah,
Like if you're at 10 fans right now, let's focus on 100 fans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're at 100 fans, let's focus on 1,000 fans. Like let's not go from I have 10 fans to I have 10 million fans.
Yeah,
Like,
overnight success. Yeah.
that there's no such thing as overnight success. Like I'm sure there was once a time where that was, but that was when, you know, there were only 3 people pushing music, right? There was
Yeah.
only the head of Capitol Records could just make a phone call to a DJ and be like, "Hey, I got a new artist and she's great. Play her." And the DJ would be like, "Okay, send me the song." And he'd be like, "This is good. I am going to play it." And then sometimes they would also get paid under the table, which is legal. But that definitely was happening. Yeah. But still, like that is long dead. That whole concept is long dead. And as a matter of fact, if a record label ever contacts you, a big one, you don't need them, because you've already gotten to the point. By the time they're going to reach out to you, you're already profitable and established. And yeah, they could make you more famous, but I don't know if they're going to make you more money, because what they're going to do is they're going to spend a ton of money that you're going to owe. So it's not necessarily like the best move all the time for people, because sometimes, you know what? If you have 10,000 fans that are willing to spend $10 on you every year, that's $100,000
Right there. Yeah.
So you don't need
Yeah.
a label if all you care about is, well, how do I get to this number that sustains my life, right? So if that's what you're looking for, like, you don't need to be famous to do that. You just need to get to the point where you say, oh, I've got this many people that are willing to spend, you know, $10 a year on me, which is not a lot. Most of the time, if you've got 10,000 real fans, they might give you $100 a year, because they'll buy a piece of merch for $20 to $40, and they'll go to see you for anywhere between $10 and $30. So like, you know, that's a big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then the money, like everyone can feel much better about that transaction of like, I spent $20 to see this band that I like, to see this person that I like, and I'm like, you're almost directly giving them the money,
Right.
And then they're saying, and then this person can reciprocate it better as well.
Right.
That's a good point. I like that. That was good advice. I like that.
So, yeah, we have a little bit more time here. I want to get to this question because we talked a lot about this.
Yeah. There's some personal questions that we have prepared for you here.
We talked about this a lot in our previous episode and some upcoming episodes, I think. AI.
Yeah. We're jumping straight. I got to ask.
Okay.
Yeah, what is your feelings about AI in the music industry? Because we talked about that software Timberland has coming out.
Sonos?
Sonos.
Something like that. I think that's right.
Sultan.
Oh no!
It's it creates essentially
Everything from
anything.
from
It
a
can
prompt.
create vocalist lines, entire
Yeah.
songs.
I hate that.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate that.
Thank you. You were still friends. 'Cause,
Yeah,
if you went another way with that, it would have been over.
Yeah. You said the right answer.
Well, so my feelings on AI, like, do I want? This is like if you go back to like the Jetsons, right? And you go, oh, you don't have to clean your house anymore. A robot is the maid. She'll do the
Right.
dishes. She'll do this for you. Like, do I want a robot that does my grunt work for me? Do I want the robot that does my taxes and maybe edits my drums? Yes, I want that. I want my life to be easier. I want machines to make my life easier. But I want to do those things so that I have more time to do the cool stuff, the fun stuff. And a lot of these people making AI are just trying to replace everything.
Yeah.
And it's so dumb and annoying. And once you hear AI or see AI, like
Yep.
AI is bad. Like they're not good at it. They're not creative. It's a bunch of non-creative people that are trying to like
Emulate that.
force their way because quite frankly, they weren't creative enough to
Right.
be creative in the first place.
I agree.
And so they're sitting there going like, well, let's have AI fix the things that I can't do. So now, because I can go build an app, let's not worry about let's not put AI there. Let's go, I need background music for a podcast. Let's make AI do that instead of being like, no, an artist should go make that music.
Yep.
And it's just really sad to think that there's going to be a society, but I mean, this isn't going to happen. But like, you can see this path, right? There is like, there's many different forks in the road right now, and one of the paths is AI does all of our creative stuff, right? And that's not going to happen because AI isn't good enough to do that. AI is not good enough to create a unique idea. It's pulling things, but without the nuance that only actually creative people have. And you can see it. Go look, like even if you're not a musician, go look at a poster made in the 1970s and then go look at a poster that was made by AI. And then look at 3 posters, because if you look at one poster made by AI, you'll be like, oh, that's pretty good. But if you look at 3 or 4 posters made by AI, you'll go, these all look the same.
Yeah.
And then you look at 4 posters from the 1970s, even made by the same person, and you go, these are all beautiful for different reasons. This is great. This is cool. Because that guy has taste. AI is a machine. Machines don't have the ability to make taste. And now I'm sure there's like a red dot appearing on my head because Skynet is
Skynet's coming.
Yeah.
The T1000's down the hall.
Down the hall. Yeah, we're
done.
We're in trouble.
We're all done. So praise be our Skynet lords.
Yeah.
Arnold, where are you?
Yeah. Skylar Connor, please.
God.
I love you, Jeff Bezos.
I love everything you do.
Oh man.
Please make everything work for us. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Don't blame me. I
Right.
voted for Kodos.
Please don't take down AWS again.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a
Topic.
okay. 2 more questions. If you want to, I kind of took over. I don't know.
No, I don't care. That's fine. It was pretty good. It was
Okay,
good. So now we talked about that. Now I just want to ask, as obviously you have these years of experience with working with bands and recording and everything. How do you feel about the current state of music today?
It's interesting double-edged sword. On one hand, I kind of love what TikTok is able to do, where it can take someone, you know, we talked about like, oh, there isn't like a guy that goes and makes you famous. TikTok can kind of do that on a smaller scale, because it can blow up a song or a post or something, but then you got to like have the goods to back it up, right? But it's so interesting. You see that like TikTok can make all these success stories, but then on the flip side, musically speaking, a lot of people that are getting these TikTok famous songs, they have a song that only has like 20 good seconds in it. And they only have one song. They've got one song with 20 good seconds in it, and they explode. And now they're like, oh crap, what do I do? Right. Oh, this is all I had. Was this 20 seconds?
Yeah.
So like it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, but I think that if you're an artist and you're making songs and they're good songs, I really do think that TikTok can really help elevate your career in a really meaningful way. And that might mean making a little less music than you usually do. And hopefully you're in a position where you can, you know, like suck it up and maybe hire someone that is good at TikTok to help you. But that's going to be the thing, you know, something like that, that's going to elevate you where you have, all of a sudden you have those 10,000 fans that'll spend $10 on you. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, how am I going to pay rent or whatever? And you go, no, I can make music. I can make music and post it here and here. And I can do a physical release of 100 copies of something and 100 people will buy it,
right?
You know? And that's huge. And those small things, when you're a small creator, like that should be the goal.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree with you.
I mean, we talked about last episode, TikTok and that artist Benson Boone, who got famous from TikTok, and he's #1 right now with a single "Ordinary."
Alex
So him and also Chapel Roan's also she was on TikTok doing all the grunt work. I don't know if she had help, and she probably did have help, but she was on TikTok doing a lot of work, and for a long time. Because I heard, why don't you come over? Oh, Red Wine Supernova. I heard that song like a year or two before she exploded. Like she was just on my TikTok feed, and I was like, "That's cool. Yeah. Who is this?" And she put in the work. Yeah. But what she did is she actually wanted to be famous, and Benson Boone also wanted to be famous. So they didn't just say, "Oh, no, I've got 100,000 followers, and now I can go tour around. Now I can tour and keep everything for myself and whatever." They had different goals, and which is great and good for them. But you don't need to have those goals to find success in the music industry. You just need to find your people and your audience. You don't need to be a mega pop star, right? Especially if you're not looking to partner with things like a record label. Once you partner with a record label, you have to be a superstar, or you're going to be, you know, more than likely just working a day job again soon. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you got to be careful. If you're partnering with that, you really have to push all in and get onto the other side, like Benson Boone and Chapel Roan.
So we're gonna. Well, I have one more question, and then I have a little game for us. We have time for a little game.
Sounds good.
A little game
Sweet.
Today. Love games. So, what is your next biggest goal, musically or professionally, as a producer, recording artist? What are you trying to accomplish here? What are you doing here?
You know, it's funny. I that's something that I don't usually think about. I'm in a mode right now where it's like someone comes to me and I'm like, okay, how do I make this better? But like, I want more success stories. So I just want more people that work with me and have a really good release, and they see their streaming numbers go up, and they see their fans go up, and they see, you know, they get requests to go play at a venue that they've never played at before. Someone that's, oh, I'm organizing or whatever. Would you ever be in Massachusetts? And you're like, I'm in New York. I've never played Massachusetts before. Like, but that happens. I get phone calls from a guy that I work with, and they're like, they want me to play at this like surf music festival in California. Right. And I'm like, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. You know, I'm like, that's really cool. Like, congratulations. And like, you know, it doesn't always pan out that they go and do those things, but that's a business decision, you know. But like the fact that people are looking and like each release is helping them level up. Like I want to keep doing that. And then I guess at some point maybe I'll make something that's like all like of my own doing, but that's, I don't know. I'm not called, there's no call for me to do that right now. Like I don't have songs that are like really speaking to me that need to be like made that are my songs. Mostly because if I did that, I would want to market them, and I just am not in a place where time-wise I'd be able to put the energy that I would want to put into those things. They would just kind of, if I ever released songs, they would just kind of sit on Spotify and no one would listen to them. So that's not my goal. Like my goal wouldn't be to just complete something. My goal would be to, you know, have it actually out in the world, not, you know. So that's just a very low priority for me as far as like a music maker. Like my stuff's kind of on the back burner right now.
And before we transition to the game, I have one question.
Yeah.
So over the years, me talking to you, you've been very helpful in advice, and we would talk for, you know, about, you know, like music, and as a, you know, as a music producer, as an upcoming producer. And I wanted to ask you, because you told me a lot of advice that helped me a lot, and I actually wanted to know if you can leave another piece of advice for the future music producers. What I know.
How much time you got?
Oh man,
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
You got a minute and a half.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Make it quick.
Elevator pitch.
Okay, so there are two things that I think are really important to know about someone that's either wants to get into recording people or producing music, making music in any aspect. It's like, get your reps in. Like, just keep making stuff, because every time you write a song, you get a little better at it. Every time you record a song, you get a little better at it. So don't lose those reps. Get the reps in, keep going. You're going to get better at it. And if you get stuck, there's so many different resources now. But you got to kind of be careful. There's a lot of bad advice on YouTube and stuff, but there's a lot of really good advice on YouTube too. And then the other thing that I think is important for especially musicians too, it's like, don't get caught up in what's called gear acquisition syndrome, which is the idea that like your song would be better if you had this piece of equipment, this mystical, mystical special piece of gear. Like the best artist, you know, the best whatever, they'd sound just as good, you know, guitar wise. Like if you want to talk about a guitar player, like John Mayer sounds just as good playing a Squier as he does playing his custom Paul Reed Smith. He's there, you know? So a piece of gear isn't going to change your life, but it can make your life easier. So I'm not saying don't have any gear. If you are at the point where you feel like you've gotten everything you can out of your gear, you've learned everything about it, you know it inside and out, and you go, but I wish I had this, then it's a time to go buy that next thing and get the level up. Like for me, I know like I have these plans of like, okay, I want to get this or that, but like right now I'm not really recording drummers. So my drum recording setup is just very basic. 8 channels of microphone inputs that I add on top of what I have for everything else. So like I can record like 16 things at once. Like I don't need to concern myself with getting 32 inputs. I don't need to concern myself with having a rack of Neve 1073s because I love them. It's like, no, I'm basically only using one thing at a time. So I don't need to get like crazy stuff. I need to get the tools that I need to get the job done. And if I get something new, I want to make sure that it allows me to either make more money or get my work done faster, which will let me jump to the next project sooner.
Right.
So that is, but I mean, and here's the problem. Once you're into music and once you're making music, gear is so much fun. It's so much fun to have, Derek's a drummer. So it's so much fun to have 2 drum sets and 6 different snare drums. It's so much fun to have that. But maybe you only need 1 drum kit and 2 snare drums.
Yeah. That's it.
Right? Like, because maybe you have one snare drum tuned one way, another one tuned another way, and when you're making an album, you can just flip between those 2 snare drums. You don't need a ton of stuff.
Right.
Yep.
You just need what will get the job done and translate the message. The message isn't like, I've made the technical, sweetest sounding recording. It's no, it's a song. It's like, how do I make the best song possible? And if your song is supposed to have, like, if you're doing something that's kind of retro garagey sounding, like sometimes you want something to sound bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You want something to sound bad in a stylistic way. But if you want something to sound like pop and crystal clear, you might need different things to get that done. So have the tools that you need and build yourself up as you hit the next plateau, right? Then get the gear. Don't worry so much about, I need a Fender American Deluxe Stratocaster and the Telecaster, and I need the $3,000 Gretsch with the Bigsby because that's what this artist used.
I mean, I do require that.
Yeah.
But like,
No,
figure out what
Yeah.
works for you, and honestly, any Strat that feels good in your hands, you can replace the electronics on it pretty easily and get something that sounds the same as. And the difference between a Squier and an American Strat is typically like it's quality control, but a good setup and a good feeling guitar. If the guitar feels good in your hands, it doesn't matter how expensive or cheap
Right.
it is. But typically, people think that buying an expensive guitar means it's more likely to feel good. But you can also get your guitar set up, and you can go pay someone $100 to go take your guitar and turn it into and make it feel better in your hands. And then once it feels good in your hands, and maybe you want to upgrade like a pickup or something. Let's say you spend $200 doing that, and let's say you found this guitar on Craigslist for $150. You're $350 into a guitar, and that guitar you can stack it up against a $2,000 guitar, $3,000 guitar, and you're not limited by anything anymore. The barrier to entry is so much lower than you think it is. And just don't get too caught up in that. Like, figure out what you need and try not to get too involved in like, I want to get the better version of this same thing. Like, no, get all the just get what you need. Like,
go
what
with
do you
that.
need? You
Yeah.
only have
Yeah.
2 hands. You can only hold one guitar at a time.
Right.
So, and yes, I know different guitars fill different purposes. I have 5 or 6 guitars, but they all fill different purposes for me. And I go, okay, I have a Strat and it does that thing. I have a Telecaster and it does that thing. But I don't have expensive Strats or expensive Telecasters. And guess what? They sound good. So who cares what I spent on it?
Right.
The most expensive guitar I have, I only use it when it's called for. Like,
Right.
I'm not like, it's not like there's one guitar to rule them all. If it was like, hey, you can spend $3,000 on this guitar and you only need one guitar, maybe I would change my tune a little bit. But that's not really how these things work. It's not how pickups work. Talking about each pickup's shape, or a single coil, a P90, a humbucker. They all have very different sounds. So you kind of want one of each but that's for me as a someone that's recording bands. Like I need to supplement because if I'm hearing something with a certain sound and this guy just has a guitar with humbuckers in it, I need to give him an option. But if I was just a guitar player, I'd be like, I'm in a band and we play rock and roll. I need a guitar with humbuckers in the bridge and I need a Telecaster, and I just need those two guitars. And whatever else is just frills. Like I don't need fancy other stuff. I just want to be able to flip back and forth.
Right.
When I want it to be more, if I want something to be big and full, I've got the humbucker. And when I want something to be like a little brattier, I can switch to the Telecaster. It's like I don't need crazy stuff. Like everyone gets so caught up in gear. And I love gear, but it's just not necessary.
Right, I get what you. I hear you on that one.
Great. Well, appreciate your perspective on all this. And we do have time for a game. We're going to play a little game today.
Right.
I thought I just talked over the whole game.
No.
No, you're not getting away from it.
I'm afraid to lose.
Yeah. You're not getting away from the game.
I do a podcast where I'm the one who gives the game, so I don't.
So we're flipping the script on him today. I love that.
Just get him into the game. Yeah, we forgot to mention your podcast. You do have a podcast.
Yes, I'm a
Reedy Geeks.
Geeks.
I'm a podcast producer and co-host of a podcast about Walt Disney World, which is I highly recommend it. It's a great place to have your bachelor party.
Highly recommend.
Is that a little? Is that your little segue?
I can agree with that.
It's a great place to have your bachelor party, Pat.
Yeah.
Pat. Disney, Epcot, Guardians.
Tempting.
I'll buy the lightning lanes.
Okay. All right. You're selling me a little bit.
Already purchased.
Yeah.
No. So we're gonna play a game. And actually, did you see the answers already?
I unfortunately have.
Okay. Well, JJ, it's by yourself. We're gonna test you.
Yeah. I was like, well, you know what?
It's fine.
Some things you can't unsee. So
this is perfect. So you're gonna play this game, and we're gonna give you, for each question we're gonna give you, there's gonna be probably 8 or 10 questions we're gonna give you. The game is called Name That Trend. So what's hot in music right now?
Oh no.
And these are different topics about what is trending in music. I'm going to give you, I'll be generous, I'll give you 15 seconds to tell me the answer for each of these questions. And every one you get right, you get a point.
Okay.
And that's it. That's what we're doing. There's no prize at the end, other than our respect.
A job well done.
Job well done.
A nice pat on the back.
Yeah,
is
there
what
you go.
get.
That's more than I got paid at Voodoo. So
There you go. All right.
Wait, is that true? No, it's not true. But it's basically what it.
All right. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this one, we're starting you off nice and easy, all right? So, here's the first question. What short-form video app is responsible for making songs blow up almost overnight?
TikTok.
Boom. Nice, see? Nice and easy. We're going nice and easy.
Yeah.
on
It starts on TikTok. I learned that from Michael K.
It's very true. Okay, let's get to number 2. So, number 2, what is it called when a song becomes popular because people use it for a specific dance or lip sync challenge?
Viral?
Yeah, see?
Ooh.
Nice and easy. Nice and easy. We're going real easy.
He's lulling me into.
Right. Nice and easy. So you got 2 points on the board.
Yeah.
Nice. And I think what we'll do, Pat, since this is the first time we're playing this game, we're going to keep a nice leaderboard here. Of every guest, they're going to have to play this. We'll see who gets the highest.
Yeah,
out of
I like
this.
that. I like that.
Okay, this question, a little bit tougher, but I think you'll be able to nail it since, I'm giving you a hint here. You're from this generation. What's the current trend where artists bring back sounds and fashion from the early 2000s?
Y2K.
Yes. Really good. All right.
That was good.
Look at that. All right. Well, how many points is that, Pat?
That's
Three.
You keep track
I'm 3
of this?
for 3.
I am actually. Yeah.
I'm 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
There you
All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know about this one. Here we go. What's the trend where artists remix or sample older hits to make something new?
It's not just called sampling.
Okay. That word is in there.
Something with it.
Think about going back in time.
Is it retro sampling? I don't know.
All right. Sampling nostalgia.
Sampling nostalgia?
And that's very specific.
Yeah,
That's so weird. People have been doing that for so long. They
Yeah.
didn't need a name for it.
It's
Like
probably
Kanye West has been doing that since like 1998.
for real. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, you're not getting the point. So
we also we don't respect Kanye
Right.
anymore.
So
we don't. We
no
don't.
respect to Kanye.
I'll be the first person to
So
admit
there's
that.
no point. There's no points there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give you three more questions here. Okay. What's it called when an old song suddenly goes viral years after its release thanks to social media?
It's probably got to catch your name. Is it? It's not like Resurgence. Is it?
Wow. I'll give it to him.
Yeah,
we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna give it to you.
I was actually thinking the first one.
Yeah, I mean, it could be either or, but it's either called a sleeper hit, sure,
Oh.
or resurgence trend.
Research. Okay.
So-
Okay.
good.
Yeah. So
That's pretty
wow.
good.
All right. So what do we? Who's got four?
four, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, my podcast does have like 1,300 followers on TikTok, so I am like basically an influencer now.
Shout out to Reading Geeks.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the term for online fan communities that coordinate streaming events to boost their favorite artists' chart numbers? Yeah.
I don't know this one at all. Something is it maybe something with? Is it something with Stan? Because I love Stans. I love the term Stan. Like, and I love that people don't know where it came from. That it came from Eminem. But it's got to be something with Stan in it.
Yeah,
Is
you
it just-
got it.
Is it
That was it.
Just add the other. What do you think the other word is in that? Use context clues.
Stan session?
Close. Stan streaming.
Oh man, I was so close.
I think you're
No, we give it to him. We give it to him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Or what's organized fandom streaming? I don't like that one. I think Stan streaming.
I think
that's what it should be.
that's what I
No, you
think,
got to
too.
give it a name.
Right.
That's just
Stan
what it
streaming.
is. Organized fan streaming.
We are organized. Get out. All right. Last one. Okay. What is the name for fan-made video edits that use dramatic movie clips or emotional text overlays to highlight lyrics?
Hype cut?
No.
Okay, what is it?
It's really simple, and I actually had to look this up to make sure it's right. It's called fan edits.
I
or
thought because you said fan edit
Right.
that it wouldn't be.
or you could have said emotional lyric edit. It's literally just what.
Because I've
Yeah.
heard of the term fan edit,
Right.
and if you had phrased that question differently, I might have said fan edit. But yeah, wow, damn,
All right. So what's his final score? 6? 6 or
Six,
Wow,
yeah.
all
6
right.
out of 7, or
Yeah.
6 out of,
6 out of
well,
I think 8.
Yeah.
5.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 out of 8. That's exactly right.
Not bad.
You can give me a if you can you know if someone
nice-
crushes this
Yeah.
at some point, you can dock me half a point because there was one that I think Stan session or Stan streaming.
Gave you credit for that.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
you
close.
did.
You were gonna say
Pretty
Stan
close.
at all.
Yeah,
So
I was.
that-
I was
that's-
out.
Well, yeah, but I love the term Stan, so it just feels so right. I think that's maybe the best Gen Z slang is the pivot that like if you were a super fan of something, you're a Stan, and
I love that. I love that connection.
and that it comes from obviously Eminem's song Stan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's full circle.
Full circle.
It's a perfect circle. Well, thank you for coming on today, JJ. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
this was awesome.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
And check out Reedy Geeks, and that is it.
Yeah, and I'm recorded by JJ on Instagram and TikTok, even though I don't really use either right now. But I'm there. You can talk to me on there. I'm on. I'm not posting as much as I used to.
Reach out to me. I'm not there. but reach
No.
out.
If you reach out to me, I'm there. I'm just not posting.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
so,
I
like-
get what you're
Got
saying.
it.
You can talk to me
He's
on
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
just
I'm
does
just
not post.
I'm just not really posting right now.
He's around.
He's a true businessman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Busy guy.
busy guy. All right. Well, thank you, and stay tuned for our next episode. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you have an idea for an intro or an outro that we could play on our show, please send to musicmusingspodcast@gmail.com.
If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please email us at musicmusingspodcast@gmail.com.